Big O in the Asashio Black. Now, Big O is a battleship enjoyer, and he's playing basically the exact counter to battleships. This is a Japanese Tier 8 destroyer. It's got great concealment. It's got super deep water torpedoes that will only hit battleships and aircraft carriers. It will not hit cruisers. It will not hit destroyers, and sadly, it won't hit submarines either. Although, I'd love for submarines to get hit by ultra deep water torpedoes. That would be kind of nice.
I
Um,
heard they're changing that to make it so Asashio can hit cruisers.
there was a change to some things deep water torpedo so it can hit cruisers. I don't think it was a Sashio though, but I could be wrong. Either way,
I I didn't hear anything about that.
it was in one of the more recent dev blogs put in. They added a certain ship that could be hit by deep waters. Either way, let's take a look at the build that Big O is running. So let me go ahead and pop up the build viewer. Here we go. And of course, Izzy and Vesperius, if you guys need to go do your self-care stuff, you got to go and run. Hey, you're all good. If you want to stick around and chill for a bit, please, you're welcome to do so. Either way, it's good. So you've got main armaments mod 1, damage control mod 1, torpedo tubes mod 1, steering gears mod 1, and concealment. All right, Big O. There's a few things I dislike here. The second slot. Honestly, you're far better off with engines protection. Engines is so important for you. If you get detected, you get shot at. You do not want to lose your engines. So you want protection for them. Alternately, you play the Asashio a lot and like it a lot. Going for the engine boost mod isn't a bad idea either. But if you're not going to shell out the coal for that, I would go engines. Okay?
Okay.
Like fire risk doesn't really matter. And flooding, honestly, if you get hit by a torpedo, there's more things to worry about than flooding. So I wouldn't worry about that. The other one that I would look at is your steering gears. What's your maneuverability? 2.87 with steering gears. What is it without? 3.59. Dude, to me, propulsion is your better choice. Propulsion is huge because if you're sitting in smoke, it gives you the ability to move forward much quicker from a standstill. So propulsion, I think, is king. I wouldn't worry about steering gears, personal opinion.
I mean, to be fair, in my Land of Fire match, it actually helped dodge the submarine torpedoes.
It absolutely can, yes. It absolutely can. It depends on how you play the ship. If you play in smoke a lot and you like to pew-pew with guns, propulsion is king. If you're never really smoking and you're moving around a lot and you want to be able to dodge torpedoes, then steering gears is fine. Torpedo tubes modification is fine for an Asashio. I don't think you'd worry about smoke generator. And I probably wouldn't worry about aiming systems, although that would be the other thing I would take instead of torpedoes. So, that's fine. Special Captain?
It's Yamamoto.
Thought so. Yamamoto comes in handy here because of preventive maintenance. Now, also grease the gears, although I might hold off on that for a moment. You've got Last Stand, Superintendent, Survivability Expert, Concealment Expert, Adrenaline Rush, Consumables Enhancements, Swift Fish. Okay, so here's the deal. I don't think Grease the Gears is necessary in an Asashio. Yes, the guns are important, but I would say most of the time, what's more important is your ability to use your consumables, like your engine boost, your smoke, and especially your torpedo reload booster. So personally, I'd probably drop Grease the Gears and pick up Consumables Expert or Specialist instead.
Okay.
Let me take a look at the Asashio build here. Now, the Asashio build that's recommended is essentially just a Shimakaze torpedo build, which is also very different from what you run. But I think this is fine what you're running. Like, I don't see a problem with it. They are going for... instead of Swift Fish, they go for Fill the Tubes. And let me just drop that so it stops. Core build. Okay, and then they also go radiolocation. You don't have radiolocation, do you? No. This is your Asashio, yeah.
Mm-mm.
Okay. So radiolocation is indeed very important in an Asashio. It helps you know where the enemy is, and this kind of negates your grease the gears because you know where to point your guns at, so that when you run into something, you can fire immediately. Um, so that comes handy, but it is a double-edged sword because it tells the enemy, hey, something's close to you that's got radiolocation. So I can understand not using it. But what do they drop? They drop the consumables. So they drop the consumables here. Is there anything else? Drop this. Pick up that. Wait a minute. What else do they drop? They don't run superintendent. Interesting. So this is the recommended build. You drop superintendent as well. I don't know that I like that. I like having the extra charge of torpedo reload booster, frankly.
I go with grease the gears. Too many people forget the Asashio guns hit hard.
They do hit very hard. Absolutely.
And in all honesty, what the hell do I need more flood chance? You're talking deep water torps.
I would agree. I would drop liquidator, and I would definitely pick up grease the gears between those two. Consumables expert or specialist might help just to get your torpedo tubes reloaded quicker. If you're running radiolocation, I think you can get away with no grease the gears.
Does that actually work for that module?
Yeah. Here. So let's take a look.
Okay.
Right now,
Okay.
cooldown is 240. And then put this in, and your cooldown is 222.
I don't think you gain much.
18 seconds, but then you also gain engine boost reload and smoke reload. Like I said, if you're gonna run radiolocation, you can probably get away with not running grease the gears because you're going to be targeting the point that your radiolocation is pointing at, right? So you're not going to be
Well,
surprised.
I still put it on even with RPF because you got to turn
Okay.
the ship sometimes. Keeping those guns on targets, especially if you're doing a DD fight, are very important.
Mm-hmm. You would take my boss? SAT, really? I don't think I would. Not for 5%. I'd rather have Adrenaline Rush. I'll get my boss built in. For me, I figure the Asashio is torpedo, torpedo, torpedo. Everything torpedoes. And then guns if you need it, but torpedoes, right? The perfect game in an Asashio is you're never detected and you torpedo all the things.
Right, that happens all the time with the carriers.
No, but I'm just saying that's the perfect game. That's the game I aspire to. Yes, you might need to fall back and use your guns, but to me, I just kind of feel like I'd rather build based around the strengths, which is the torpedoes.
The strength may be the torpedoes, but smoke firing in an Asashio is still a very deadly tactic.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, you do get torpedo reload booster for torp. So you're saying you don't need fill the tubes because you're going to use torpedo reload booster. I get that, but I still don't. This is just such a expensive skill for 5% reload time on main batteries. I don't like that. I struggle to see that. Personal opinion on that. I mean, I'd rather be dumping torpedoes like all the time. So,
Well,
but
I see where SAT is coming from because if you realistically think about it, you're going to have to shoot everything else because the only thing
Right.
you're hitting with torps are battleships. And no offense, by the time you're getting your torps on a carrier, the game's already decided.
well,
It's
yeah.
just, did you win or did they win?
Big O, what is Yamamoto spec to? What tech tree ship is he currently on?
His namesake.
He's on the Yamato?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So is this a specific build only for the Asashio, or is this a general build for any premium Japanese destroyer?
General.
It's a general build. Okay. So the reason I ask is because that might inform your decision making here. Personally, then, I would probably still keep filled the tubes because not every Japanese destroyer premium is going to have torpedo reload booster, especially if you want to play kamikaze and whatnot at tier 8. So, personal opinion, I think I would still keep this and just run with this. Thank you, Rob. But the cool thing about this game is everybody can have different opinions, and you're welcome to your own. Flag-wise, anti-det and ramming. I'm guessing you're just trying to conserve flags?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it's one of those destroyers that I like playing, but I don't play it much, so...
Okay. He says he doesn't play it much, and he sends in 2 replays of the Asashio flag.
3, I
Three?
think.
Well,
The third one... the third one's a bit wonky.
like for my Asashio, I take my shimmy captain, which is actually Yamamoto, which
Yeah.
is the core builds, but I take everything in the torpedoes.
Yeah, right.
But then again, it's because he does go into shimmy, and then that build literally works for any of the commies at tier 5.
Yep.
You know, because there really aren't too many premium IGN destroyers that aren't torp boats. Like, I know the Star Kitakaze exists, but you just move your Kitakaze captain over.
Right. There is the... whatchamacallit, the tier 10 that just got buffed with both options.
Hayate.
Thank you. Which is a hybrid build, which is a little bit different as well.
Well, I mean, like I said, SAT makes a good point for the Asashio only, because it is one of the 3 ships where it literally is just hitting battleships.
Well, and a lot of times you go into battle
can't
and...
you can't hit carriers, and this is probably a godsend that there's 2 of them there for Big O, because he's more likely to actually run into one now.
Yep. So I know when I take a ship that, you know, is really good at killing a certain class, matchmaking almost always graces me with none of that class. So, you know, if I were to play Asashio, I'd have like 2 battleships, and that's it to shoot at. Yeah, this is good matchmaking.
I mean, a lot of people do forget that Asashio guns, they hit almost at Zao levels. Like, they hit like a freaking truck for a destroyer.
I would expect the Nagato to move forward, so yep, torpedo there, good. So, interesting that you decided to open up with your guns there, but it did drive the Z-23 off.
Reload boost your torps. Like, if you're bringing the extra one, there's like, you can be a little bit liberal with the first use. Like, I would reload boost.
Okay.
Because you want to get that thing on a cooldown as fast as possible too.
True.
Right?
Okay.
Like, if you weren't running Superintendent, I could see, okay, well, maybe the torps will be reloaded by the time you need to torp something again. But if you're running 4, just hit the button.
Okay.
Get back.
Here's the Nagato.
The reason I opened up on the other DD is because, well, no one else was in range to shoot at me, that is.
I like how you open up on the Cherbourg, and just as you did that, the Z-23 shows up. It's like, if you would have just held, you could have gotten a quick shot on him. But, oh well. Not like you knew.
Well, I play cat and mouse with the DD.
I mean, even if something else can shoot at you, like, you're running 4 spokes, so yeah, open up on them, push them away. Like, that lets that guy know, hey, I'm ready to fight you with my guns. You know, most players are going to be a little bit scared of that, especially from somebody a premium IGN destroyer. Like, okay, this guy knows how to use his guns because he's already using them and hitting me.
Yep, you're asserting your dominance. So Z-23 looks like he's going to sit still. 23 does get hydro, doesn't it?
Yeah, he was hydroed briefly.
Right.
Yeah, I think his hydro went down.
That's the point I'm trying to get at. Here would be a great opportunity to use your reload booster here.
But not using the reload booster means there's a very good chance these torps are going to miss, because when you lined him up, he was still kind of gaining speed to go behind that island. Now, of course, saying that, the streamer curse is going to happen. He'll probably slow down, eat them all, and detonate.
But that's why I would have used the reload booster there, is because if he decided to turn in and charge you, you've got the next set of torpedoes ready.
All forces, capture that area.
But if he would have used that reload booster, like,
all stations,
right away, possibly could have had better torps on that Synop. I think that's a missed opportunity.
You mean the Roma?
Oh, yeah, okay, Roma.
Okay, now you're torpedo boostering, so you can try to drop on the Roma again.
Yeah, most battleships are not going to want to rush an Asashio, and they're going to be bitching at their DD. Why aren't you rushing him? He can't torpedo you. Well, he shot me.
I would have fired one there and held, and then fired another after about 7 or 8 seconds, because then you might be able to get the DCP and then another flood on him. Target-rich environment, both battleships charging in, though. And you're charging the island here.
I don't disagree with that. Move forward so the Roma can't get shots in on you. Like, the Roma has to keep coming if he wants to shoot you.
Mm-hmm. You're gonna miss your torps again.
By thunder. What?
So you might want to consider using your engine boost right now. Get yourself moving quicker. This is a secondary Roma.
I already love this guy. I hope you complimented him.
Wow.
Hey, I run a secondary Roma.
You might as well use your guns, by the way. You're detected, so you might as well just shoot him.
Dad, have a good night, brother.
Hey, take care, Shice. Thanks for hopping in.
Yeah.
Good night, Shice.
See you, Puddin'. Later, Big O.
Okay.
I would actually switch to AP here. He's got double fire.
I wouldn't even put the thought into it. You're gonna get one shot at him and he goes behind an island anyways.
Right, that shot could detonate him.
Oh, right, of course, yes.
We can dream around here.
Okay. Good dodge there, the new ordeal. So, worth noting, you're besides the Bayern, you're pretty much all by yourself here.
All stations requesting fire.
So, good luck with that.
Well, here's another thing. You know his hydro just went down because he's still on cap.
Mm-hmm.
Now is when, yeah, I would take the risk to charge him in the hopes that he torped the Bayern.
Wait for it.
He's gonna pop out right in front of your guns, isn't he? Yep, there he is. I called it. I totally freaking called it. Jeez.
This sea is screwed up.
It's okay. Maybe
Well,
the Bayern will
he
kill
had his
him.
hydro, and he never rushed Big O.
Concentrate fire on the enemy warship. Attention.
Like,
Reporting the target position.
you win this gunfight simply by hydro and popping smoke.
Right? He didn't. Now, you going after the Z-23, you have to be careful because you have a Nordeal coming and a Cherbourg. Oh, he's in smoke.
Generator started.
I don't like this. Okay, you're taking advantage of a smoke fire penalty. Nice kill, but you are detected momentarily.
Engine boost deactivated.
Okay.
Concentrate fire on the designated target.
Well, torpedo the Nagato Dunkirk because they're kind of both heading the same direction.
What? No. There was a carrier, bolt carrier spotted. Granted, one's going behind the island.
Okay, drop everything you can do and just YOLO the carrier. That's what
Nobody
Puddin
cares about
wants.
the win anymore.
Dash it all.
Or anything. We must kill the carrier, right?
Okay, reload boost now. Good. Oh, the carrier's right there. Oh, yeah. Remember, your torpedoes reach forever, so yeah, there you go.
Well, technically, they'll reach into the next map. Where are you sending them?
Okay, now you came out of the smoke right in front of a new ordeal. Who happens to be looking right at you.
Somebody save this bacon now. Hi!
And 3 hits on the Nagato with your torps. Neat. Nagato's dead, he just doesn't know it. Because of your reload. But I think you would have been better off spreading out the second reload. kind of dumped them both on the same spot, and you can see there you only needed one.
Right, but then he doesn't hit 2 targets.
No,
Right.
that's why I said he needed to spread it out more.
But he did hit the Dunkirk and Anagato.
Right.
Like, that's the funny thing.
Provide anti-aircraft fire support.
Anyway.
And if you notice something, I'm the last one on this flank, and I'm holding it
Oh,
by
yeah.
myself.
Yeah,
Well,
and you've
I
got
mean-
a Dunkirk and an Independence you can torpedo.
To be fair, it was you and a Byron.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if there was a third ship, it died way too early for neither of us to, like, kind of care about.
Arc rail.
You tell him the
what
arc
was it,
rail to
Big O?
run, and he says no.
Engine boost activated.
Your engine boosting. Are you're gonna shoot him? Why are you gonna shoot him?
On Neptune's beard.
Oh, I love picking on cruisers with the Asashio. And low-tier battleships.
Okay. Figuring the Dunkirk's gonna turn. Okay.
Concentrate fire on the designated target.
Oh, nice torpedoes. If the Independence follows, that might hit him too. Right, Stream Raiders is done.
I think he's gonna
Hello.
miss the Dunkirk.
Venturous Republic, thank you very much. Appreciate the partnerversary
Smoke generator
comments.
started.
Making the lights green, let's go. Alright, well, you whiffed the Dunkirk, but maybe you'll hit the Independence.
All stations reporting the position of a strategic target. Smoke screen set.
Look at that, triple defense, that's good.
I think if you would have stayed on torpedoes instead of switching to your guns, the Dunkirk possibly would have ate torps, but definitely shooting him definitely caused him to turn.
Mm-hmm. Because usually destroyers will shoot if they've already fired their torpedoes, right? And so that makes you think, alright, there's torps coming, I gotta change. AP?
I mean, I think the only thing
Broadside chairboard?
is
Why not?
get the fire.
Exactly. You got such good fire chance, just get the fire.
Yeah. I think you're sending your torps possibly a tad too early. You're not letting the ship settle in a line they want to run.
Yep. Well, fortunately, you have another reload booster you can use in a sec. But yeah, I mean, you're taking your shot way too quickly. Honestly, at this point, just run at him. Who cares? The Cherbourg detonated too.
I really wish carriers could
That
have
angered me.
Oh, whatever. I mean, you just reload boosted, so why don't you torpedoing? There you go. I mean, you could always go widespread too, but nope, too late. You could always go widespread. You don't have to go narrow necessarily.
I mean, here's the thing I'll point out. He's going to end this game with 1 reload booster. How often do you end games with a reload booster? And I believe he had an extra smoke left too.
Mm-hmm.
Like, in my opinion, if you're ending your games with extra consumables and it's a consistent basis of with those consumables, like what you brought Superintendent for, your reload booster or your smoke, you're in essence wasting 3 points to where, yes, you can go into AR.
Yep.
You know, I'm not saying that AR is a complete waste, but
Well,
you're kind of wasting 3 points if you're constantly bringing a consumable back to port and you're specifically bringing Superintendent for such a consumable.
That's why I felt like the consumable specialist skill would have been a good one for him, right? Because it allows him to use those consumables that much sooner. And in this particular game, I kind of felt like that might have impacted, right? Could he have torqued the Roma and that sort of deal? So, and again, it does come down to, your own experience.
But what I'm trying to say, Ice, it's not those games where, oh, thank God I had it. If 80% of your games, you are always going back to port with that consumable, you are wasting 3 points. Right? I'm not talking about the 20% games. There will always be a split oh man, I really wish I had it. Right? Because it's going to teach you how to use your consumables more intelligently, more efficiently. Right? If you had 4, like I said, his 4 set of torpedoes, like anybody doing Asashio, there's 2 tricks to the Asashio. If you're running 4, you hit that reload boost at the start of the game.
Right.
Because your torps are now instantly ready and now sending them out. Right? A lot of people will get caught off guard for that. Like, even if you're running a reload boost any DD, and you're running 4 of them, just hit it at the start of the game, because most people's aren't loaded by then.
Either way, dude, good game. Came in first place.
I mean, excellent game. I think the Z messed up on you.
Totally.
Good job to you. Utilizing the island to stay there, right? Still control the area. Well, I don't know if there was a third ship. I just remember Byron because, hit live. We'll find out in a replay render.
Right. Here it is.
Oh, the Helena. Obviously, the Helena was such great use that we completely forgot about it.
Oh, yeah.
I think he ran at the first sign of trouble and didn't stop running.
But you know what I'm saying? It's 2 of you holding off the flank, and props have to go out to the Byron. Because while Big O did get spotted a couple times, what's always spotted? The Byron. Big O gets to choose his engagements. Byron's got to be fairly sneaking. It's not exactly a fast battleship. Yeah, I guess there's the Helena leaving.
Indeed.
I guess you can say the Ark Royal's helping out too, but I don't know how much of an impact they had.
Spotting, if anything. Because he has tier 4 planes against tier 8 battleships and cruisers. Good luck.
That's right.
I think you missed an opportunity when you knew the Hydro for the Z was down to possibly push him a little bit, get some damage. Especially with you not being afraid to shoot in front of other ships. I mean, like, the Cherbourg's now in a better position, so of course now would have been a bad time. But I think it was just a Nagato at the time.
Well, and this is why I always say, like, it's not just the player, it's also your opponents too, right? The Z-23 absolutely allowed you to live. And then
definitely
completely paid the price for it. I mean,
Yeah, if you want, he could have hydro rushed me and I wouldn't have been able to do a thing about it.
That's what he should have done. Absolutely. Chat, we have a giveaway.
That's what we were saying.
Got a poll up for the next replay. We got time for one more, so you can tell me which of those 2 you'd rather see, the Novibirsk or the Encounter.
Oh, we got Hot Newtoness versus Super Ship.
I'm
voting Hot Newtoness.
You're welcome to vote however you want. All right, well, Big O, are there any other questions at all, or? All right, well, thank you for sending that one in. It's a fun game to look at. I mean, 2 carriers, but it didn't seem to matter because they didn't seem to care about you, so that was kind of fun.
Well, it shows the importance. Why are you leaving an Asashio alone? Right? Like, technically they never won C flank because, Big O was still there.
Right.
And they had the numbers. Like, hell, the Z could have rushed to Byron for crying out loud.
Yep.
Like,
agreed.
Big O doesn't stop him in time.
Mm-hmm.